Welcome to Donnatella Virtual College, the home of business data analytics, offered and examined by Kasneb. Our motto is accessible, convenient, and affordable learning. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We will take 5 seconds to subscribe. Please let's subscribe before we forget. Okay, now we'll continue, hoping that you have subscribed. We also offer various learning experiences as displayed. For inquiries, enrollment, and additional information, visit our website or directly WhatsApp us via the links provided in the description box down below.
Okay, go. Hope this finds you well. I take this opportunity to inform you of the September intake, which is ongoing. Our classes will begin on Monday, the 11th. So this one will be before the results. So as usual, we say the early bird catches the worm. So consider enrolling with us as we ensure that you pass your examinations, isn't it? So today we wanted to cover something on last sittings paper that was on forecasting statements. So I think we shall just begin directly. And remember to enroll with us because we'll make sure you pass in all means, isn't it? And it is seen from our previous students, isn't it? Our previous students have recorded a higher percentage of passage. So here we guarantee success. So we'll go forward and begin. Okay, so before we begin, I'd like to bring to your attention that there have been some changes. So, like in section 2, we have one compulsory section and another one where you choose one question. So, question 21 and 22 are compulsory questions. That is a change from what was previously done. Then, so the theory will have reduced to 20 marks, while you can see now question 21 will be of 30 marks. Also, question 22 will be of 30 marks, isn't it? The two questions will be of 30 marks each, while the other one will be 20. So some we have already done them, but so we shall just begin with question 21. So remember, so 21 is 30 marks, that is section 2, 30 marks each question. And the theory now, instead of 40, has reduced to 20, isn't it? So I think when the point is formed, we will go forward and begin. So the question was about forecasting financial statements. And I'll just go ahead and read the question. So ZD Limited has just completed its strategic plan for the next 5 years commencing January 2023. The company is optimistic about future performance and would like to prepare forecast financial statement for the years 2023 to 2027. The actual financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2022 with the projected growth rates are provided as follows. So here you can see that you've been provided with the growth rates, the annual growth rates, isn't it? And you've been given the actual statement of 2022. So our forecast will be starting from 2023, isn't it? Our forecast will be starting from 2023, and we've now been given the growth rates, isn't it? Also, we've been given the statement of financial position with the growth rate. Then we'll go through some additional information. So finance cost is 5% of the previous year period's bank loan, isn't it? 5% of the previous. Tax will be 25%. It is not 30. So if you're used to 30, you make sure you read the question properly. So the tax was 18%. The company will maintain the same dividend payout, isn't it? So the payout will remain the same, not the rate of the payout, isn't it? So the amount will just remain the same. Then from additional information number 4, apart from the beginning of the year 2025, when the company will raise more equity comprising share capital of shillings 500,000 and 100,000 share premium, the balancing figure in the financial statement is bank loans required. The forecast financial statement for each year from 2023 to 2027. Then part B, construct appropriate draft charts that will appear in the company's dashboard, summarizing the following. isn't it? So the revenue, PAT, total asset, total equity, and the debt ratio plus the net profit margin. So we must first start with the preparing a forecast, isn't it? So me sometimes I like putting it to the left here. So like I'll tell you a secret here or a tip, isn't it? So if you are given a question like this, make sure you first select it with the year, isn't it? So you are starting with the income statement, isn't it? Also select the actual year, isn't it? Control V. That is Control C, Control V, isn't it? So this one, remember, this one will be 2022 actual, isn't it? That's the actual year, isn't it? So from here, we will go from 2023, tab 2024, tab 2025, isn't it? Also from 2024, you can just drag instead of continuing writing them there, isn't it? So maybe I'll give the heading, isn't it? So this one will be the pro forma income statement, ZD Limited. So here maybe, sorry, I think this my cell is bold. Here maybe, yes, ZD Limited. We had already done the question with others. Maybe I'll just try to merge it so that it appears properly. Former income statement. Again, I'll do the same to that one. I'll do a merge. Then I do bold and I just increase the size. Isn't it? Maybe this one I'll merge everything. So I'll merge and unmerge again. Also here, merge and unmerge. Isn't it? Maybe I'll put a border there with Alt HBH. So I'll make sure the shillings remain the same also there. Then so I'll start with the growth rate, isn't it? So revenue, we've been told revenue will grow by this percent. So I come to this 2023, the forecast, so equal, isn't it? So I take what is in 2022. That's why I brought here the 2022 so that we'll just drag once, isn't it? So I'll open my bracket because it's a growth rate, so it will be 1 plus the growth rate, isn't it? Then I close my brackets, isn't it? Then looking on it, I'll try to lock E, isn't it? But I'll not lock 15 so that when I drag down, it goes to cost of sale, isn't it? So here I'll lock E. So you lock with F4, isn't it? You lock with F4, you lock E so that it doesn't go to F because there's no growth rate in F, isn't it? Control enter. Then I'll drag down, isn't it? So control and bold because this one will be a summation here. So equal. So equal the one above. Sorry, let me just use this one because instead of sum, but it does the same thing. Control enter, control bold, alt HB, P for border. Then remember these ones also they have the growth rates, isn't it? So you do control C, isn't it? You do control V. Remember here it is the formula that has been copied. If you double click in the cell, you can see now it has taken the growth rate. That's why we are looking E, but we didn't lock the number there so that it will be dragging down, isn't it? So you can press escape, then you drag down. So we are to finance cost. We are told so finance cost we can skip it for now because we were told something, and because it is in negative, so we will just take a sum, press tab. So a sum of everything here, control enter, control bold, will come back to finance cost, isn't it? We've just left it blank. Then you come to, what is it? This one, the tax. You are told the tax is 25%, so negative 0.25. You multiply by the profit after tax here, isn't it, to find the total here? So sum, rest up the two, control enter. You are told the dividend payout will remain the same, so it would be negative 100. Maybe I can do the unbold because some are unbold here. So control bold again to unbold everything. So profit for the year, this one I can bold, then alt HPP. Then the payout will remain the same, so equal the one above plus the payout. Control enter. Then remember here, the carried forward here will be now the forward in the next year, isn't it? So this one will be the one above there, while the carried forward now will be this one plus this one, isn't it? Control enter. That way, isn't it? I can do it even control bold, isn't it? So we are just we can go to maybe the former statement of financial position before we, because we are almost done even. That's why the good thing of looking, isn't it? So former statement of financial position. So maybe I don't know where I was trying to say, but so I'll alt HMC, that is to merge and center. Then I'll bold. Then I I can also copy the years so that I don't have to repeat myself. Even plus the shillings, isn't it? Control C. Then you come here, control V, isn't it? Then now you copy the income statement, the plus the year. Remember you've copied the shillings, isn't it? We already copied the shillings, but you can just take it from there also. Up to there, control C. Then you come here. So remember I'll start with here, control V, isn't it? I can widen the spacing there so that we have the 2022 and we have the forecast again. So 2023 equal to this one. Sorry, you can start with also you can start with that one, but so equal to this one, you multiply by, sorry, multiply by the rate. So you open your brackets, one, because it's a growth rate, isn't it? One plus the growth rate, isn't it? And you lock E with F4. And you just press F4 until now it locks. You just press multiple times until it locks on E alone, isn't it? Then you do Control Enter. So I can do Control C because up to here, Control V. Remember it is copying the formula. That's why we were looking, isn't it? Escape. Then I drag down up to here. Remember that will be the total of, this one can be in bold because it's the total of current liabilities, isn't it? So Alt equals Control Enter, Control bold, isn't it? So the total assets equal will be the non-current assets plus the current assets, isn't it? Control Enter, Alt HBU, isn't it? For two bottom borders because it's the total assets, isn't it? You go to equity. So equity, you are told it will only change, I think, in here. 2020 at the beginning of the year 2025. So it will remain the same up to 2025 plus 500, and then it will just remain where the share premium will be. So you come check the year. So at the beginning of 2025, isn't it? It means that it will start at 2024, isn't it? So that at the beginning of 2025, which is the here, it will be plus 500, which will be equal to this value here plus the 500, while the share premium will be equal to this value here plus the 100, isn't it? And this value here will be just the value here because there are no changes in that year, isn't it? And then here, so it will be equal to this value, just that way. Because so that when 2025 begins, these are our values up to the rest of the years. So return profit, remember, so return profit comes from carried down, isn't it? You can see the 800 was here, so this one is the one here, equal. Then we take the value there, total equity. So it will be the sum of the three. You can do alt equals, control enter. So alt HBP, just put a top border there, isn't it? So we are at, maybe we can do the one on trade payables because it was also growing at 0.1, isn't it? So over here you can copy one that you actually use the formula, isn't it? Then on trade payables, control V, if you double click, you can see it has taken the one there, isn't it? Then total liabilities will be the bank loan plus the payables. Then the total there will be the equity plus total liabilities, alt HB, isn't it? Something like that. And remember, we are told here the balancing figure here will be, but remember, we have not done something on finance cost. So let me check the information there. So the information there was that finance cost is 5% of the previous year bank loan, 5% of the previous year bank loan, isn't it? So for 20 here, for this one, negative 5% shift percent will multiply by the previous year, isn't it? So the previous year will be 2022 here, isn't it? Enter that one. So remember here, we're being told the balancing figure. So the best thing to do here is you look for maybe the additional funds needed or the other one I'm forgetting, isn't it? The difference, isn't it? Which will be the balancing figure of the long-term debt, isn't it? Minus this one. That way. Then after we've done that one, now we've already finished all the years, isn't it? So starting from our 2023, just select everything up to here, isn't it? Then we that way, isn't it? Here because we have not dragged the income statement, isn't it? So we come to the income statement. So we already dragged the one on equity. Oh, because it did some adjustment, but I just wanted to do it once, so we'll just do that one there. Then of course this one we will finish it to. So you select with all. So I'll just select all up to here, to the last thing here. Then I do left. Sorry, so this one also I forgot to take it. Here the total alt equals control enter. control bold, total equity. I want to take it full. Then so on the bank loan, sorry, I think I repeated something wrong. So I can do Control Z to go back, Control Z, I'll go back, Control Z, I'll go back. After there, I think, yes, from there is where I think I started. So you can just go back with Control Z. I take that one. So the bank loan, you've been told is the balancing figure. So I'll just do this two alone, isn't it that way? And then I look for the balancing figure. So it is advised here, the balancing figure, you had to type it in because this it is dynamic to the finance cost, isn't it? So you see notice these values here, they will be changing, they will not be the same after I have had typed in the first one, isn't it? Then I do tab. You can see now it has changed to 1244. So observe this, the 988 if I had typed this one in. So that's why it is exactly needed that you had typed them in that way. You can see that it is changing because it is dynamic to the finance cost. So you are told this one will be the balancing figure, isn't it? 485.38. So the good thing of had typing them in is after you're finished, this one you can delete, isn't it? With no problem. And there you are finished now forecasting the statements. You can see that it's a very simple thing, isn't it? It is not a very hard thing. Then we'll go to part B of the portion. Construct appropriate drafts, structures that will appear in the company's dashboard, summarizing the following: the revenue. So we prepare. So we go to revenue, isn't it? We go to revenue. You just select on the whole revenue, isn't it? Then we do Control C. Then we go to insert here. Then we go to recommended charts first. So you are recommended the following charts. So according to how you see it, maybe for me I can use a line chart, isn't it? Then I click OK. You see the line chart will have come in there, but you can see that the line chart is not displaying correctly. Maybe I can use this one that it actually can show how you can see that our revenue is growing. Actually, this one is a little more visibility. Visualization data or creating a dashboard is more creating something that can be easily understood, isn't it? So maybe you can consider changing the data input here so that you don't maybe confuse the user. Just click here. Sorry, it's not clicking in. So I'll go to select data. You right click, then you go to select data. Here you come to edit, isn't it? Then you can select the years there, then you do OK, then you do OK, so that in your chart it can show that it is from 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, and 2027, isn't it? So you have already created the one for revenue, isn't it? You can take it down there. So it's a matter of just taking it down there. I think that it's taking a lot of time. Maybe I can consider reducing the size, but remember the size also must be a size that it is visible, isn't it? A size that can be seen, isn't it? Then the other one is profit after tax, isn't it? You just go to profit after tax. So it was profit for the year, isn't it? We select from there, we go to insert, then we go to recommended charts, isn't it? We can maybe decide on a line graph or on a bar chart. You can see it is already profit for the year, isn't it? So it is just you left click, you go select data, you go edit, isn't it? Because we want the data to be very simple. No, these are the years, isn't it? Then we do okay, isn't it? It will be displaying 2024, 2021 to 2027 there down, isn't it? Can decide maybe to include data labels. It depends. Maybe you can see it is not maybe visible, and you can maybe decide to remove the grid lines, isn't it? So you can see that already profit for the year. We've already created it. So it's just arranging it. Sorry, don't touch inside the chart. If you want to drag it, maybe you touch somewhere outside the chart, isn't it? If you touch inside the chart, it doesn't. So like here, I touch at the very top, I drag it. So it always goes with the space available, isn't it? So like if you want to go faster, maybe I can decide to reduce the size. Then I just take it down there very fast, isn't it? I just reduce the size of the worksheet. Then I just take it to its place very fast. That way. Then I'll now increase my size, isn't it? Because I see the total assets. So we go to total assets. So from here you select the total assets, you go to insert, you go to recommended charts. Maybe you can use this one also, okay? Isn't it? So maybe we'll remove the grid lines and we can include the data labels, isn't it? So this one is with the total asset. So with this tip, we just reduce the size, isn't it? Sorry, I've reduced too much. Sorry, I think my Excel is not responding. Just a minute. So these are some challenges that we may encounter once in a while. So maybe I'll increase the size, not picking the size. So I reduced too much until now it's not responding because it's not workable. You see, so the sheet is very big. So we just wait. That way it's coming in. You can see. Yes, there. So don't also reduce too much. So you just drag maybe. So it's a matter of dragging it down because now we are here just. So you can put it even here to the left. Isn't it? To the left with the other one there. Maybe I'll increase this one size. Just go, you see, just a small process. Then the total equity, isn't it? You just go to total equity. So it is in the income statement here, isn't it? You select it. You can see now it is just a repetitive task. Isn't it? You just go okay. Right click, you go select data, you go edit here, you select the data there, then you press OK, you press OK. Isn't it? Include the data, not the data table, the data labels, and maybe remove the grid lines. So the grid lines is just to show where the data falls. So if you remove the grid lines, it's best you input the data labels, isn't it? Then I'll just. So the problem is that it always goes where there's enough space. So that I just again, if you touch inside, like here it was inside, so make sure you touched outside there. So the space there didn't suit it. So there. Sorry, that one was inside. So again, it is not okay here. Place it there. Then we go to the next one. So the net profit and the debt ratio. So these two, you can see that this one you must calculate them, isn't it? Because you cannot remove the net profit margin directly. Also the debt ratio. So debt ratio. So we start with the net profit margin. So this one we can just also start from the that year. So the net profit margin. So it is the profit for the year divided by the revenue, isn't it? So there is the net profit margin, then the debt ratio. So the debt ratio. So this one is not debt, but it's just the same debt. I think it's just the same. I'm not sure, but debt to equity. That's the debt ratio, isn't it? So equal debt divided by equity, isn't it? So for the two, I just drag there. Maybe this one is just widening. If you widen their values there. So for the net profit margin, just select to go insert. So I'll go faster because of time. I'll just use maybe you can use anyone. I can use this one, isn't it? Maybe I do this way so it looks a little bit good, isn't it? Remember, you'll go, you select the data, then remember this one you start from the forecast year, isn't it? Edit. Because we started from forecast year only, isn't it? You start from forecast year equal. Do that, you can see. Maybe if I can move the chart, you see, we started from the forecast here, isn't it? And I also do the same thing for debt ratio. So this class was just to inform you that we have already started our classes, or not, our classes are starting on the Monday, 11th of September. So please consider enrolling with us because we actually ensure that you must pass your examination. We give comprehensive classes. Maybe you can try inquiring from our students, former students, or the one who have passed through our hands. They can tell you that actually Donnatella Virtual College guarantees success. So this is just to tell you that the classes have begun. So please consider enrolling with us. And remember, Donatella is the most affordable in town, isn't it? So I think we'll stop from there. More videos will be coming through also. Thank you for the class and for the video also. Our classes are beginning on 11th. Maybe I can just display you can see the virtual. The September intake classes begin on 11/09 on Monday. So the early bird catches the worm. I think we shall stop from there for today, isn't it?